friends. Hey, 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 this is April. What's up, my TCG fam? We are in the house. I've come back for the second time today, and I am sort of spreading the same message as what we talked about from earlier, but I'm just testing the time frame because I'm trying to see when my audience is available. So yes, we're trying to build the channel. So this is more like a test, but I'm coming with the same message as I was talking about from earlier. So the message from earlier, I was talking about Papoose and Remy Ma and their situation with Clarissa Shields, and this is just pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. But what I was saying earlier was like I like the way that Papoose is moving. Right, he's moving so smooth. He's not being over dramatic like a lot of men are starting to do in social media. He's just being chill, and he's right in the middle of everything, but he's letting the females do their dramatic stuff and do their talking and online, going back and forth and all that stuff. So leave that to the women, and men move like Papoose. You see Papoose is doing, move quiet, move in silence. you know Unless you got to just come out and just do it. You got to say it. You just it's unless it's something really big, but something like this, leave that to the females. And I want to look at the camera as well. So this is a testing that I'm doing. The background is not how it's supposed to be, but I will work on that with some help. And I want to see. I love looking at myself. Silly. You know what? We're going to talk about something. Yeah, we're going to talk about something. All right. So let me see. Give me just a moment here. Look at that background. Oof, I don't know what it's doing. But yeah, I love the way that Papoose is moving with this situation. He's staying low. Even though he's right in the middle of it, he's staying low and he's just so smooth. Love it. Okay, so if you watch this video now or later, be sure to like the video so that we can build and grow. We're trying to grow the channel. Okay, so you all know my opinion on the Papoose and how I'm loving how Papoose is moving. I wish more men could move like that, especially on social media. I love it. So let's talk about something else. Let me just turn this off. Okay. I want to talk about something. This is kind of sort of on the personal side, but I want to talk about something that I just want to get off my chest. Okay. So I am one of those people who just out of nowhere, I my left this company, okay, that I was working for. Left it out of nowhere. And I'm saying that the way I'm expressing myself is because it was like, I don't know if anybody has ever been in a situation where you feel like you just despise something with your core. Okay, I despise the place with my core being. I have never disliked something like that in my life. And it wasn't the job. It wasn't the job. It was the people. Oh my God. Have you, man, if anybody is in this situation, if anybody is going to a place and when you pull up to that place, you are you just want to punch your car. I mean, you just want to punch something because you start to think about the people that you work with, okay? The people that you work with, and they get on your damn nerves so bad every single day. Woo! Man, let me tell you something. I worked for this company for a very long time, and I say it's long time because I was every single day I had to hold myself in. Oh my God. It was just crazy. It was unbelievable. It was like, like you when you're young, you hold your breath, the game you play when you hold your breath, right? Okay, so that's what I did for what, 8 or so hours, 8.5 hours. I held my breath for 8.5 hours. I mean, I had to hold myself together. Like, eesh, dude, I'm serious. Like, it was probably like three people. It was more than that. But you have your people that knows how to come to work and do their job and whatever. But then you got folks, oh my gosh. You can tell, let me just say this. You can tell when you work around people who don't get any attention in their life, okay? No attention in their personal life. They don't they because they come to work and they want attention. They're yearning for folks' attention. They want to be looked at, they want to be heard. They are like, I don't know if they get ignored at their home. I don't know what people's home life is, but what you're supposed to do is make your home into what you want it to be. Because if you got to go to work and hey, I mean, if you got to just be the loudest person, if you have to, if you have to talk about every single person, these are grown folks. Oh my God, if you have to talk about everything that you see somebody wearing or the hair and the blah, blah, whew, Jesus, I don't know how they did it. I could not focus on somebody else so much. Like, I could not focus on the next person so much. It was just so like my ears are open to this, right? And it was exhausting. It was an exhausting place. It was exhausting people. And let me tell you something. When I left that company, I I felt like I was breathing. Like, for real. I felt like I was able to breathe again. I mean, I'm just now starting to regain who I actually am. Like, I actually don't let a place control you. Don't let any place control who you are to the point where you're just like letting something take over your life. It's especially if it's not yours. And if it's yours, hey, put your all into it and live by it, whatever. But if it's not you just go into a place and you're signing in, and you sign off in about 8.5 hours, and you're supposed to leave that where you're signing off. You leave that job, right? And you're going home to your great life at home, because like I said, you're supposed to make your home life into what you want it to be, right? So leave it, right? Don't let it control who you are. Don't let it take over who you are. And that's what I did. I did that for a long, long time. I let this place, if you look at my profile picture, right? If you look at my profile picture, that is me probably, um, let's see, I took that picture probably maybe 3 years. No, it was probably, yeah, 2 or 3 years into working for the company. I'm thinking maybe 2 years, maybe 2 years working for the company. Yeah, more like 2 years. No, it was about three. Yeah. Anyways, it was about 2 or 3 years working for the company. So I was still myself. Okay, I was still myself. I was learning, okay, there's some dramatic people up here, right? So I was learning some dramatic people up here. Okay. But who can't, you don't let anybody get in the way of your bread. So you're gonna go in there and do what you need to do and go home, right? So that's what I said. I said, okay, I'm gonna take my sister's advice. She said, don't worry about, go in there and do what you gotta do, do your thing, get your check, get your money, and you go home. So I did that. I ignored, and I was like, people had me thinking something was wrong with me. I was like, okay, it's got to be something that is it me? It's got to be me. Because, like, let me tell you something. You ever been in a situation where your day starts off and it's like, how you feel like you're having a bad day and you just like, oh my gosh, I want to just go home and redo this day. This is gonna be a bad day. It's like you go outside and you walk in a puddle of mud. I mean, I don't know, whatever, and it's just like thing happens after things are happening right after one thing after another. Okay, so and you're like, okay, it's just me. I just slept on the wrong, that saying, you slept on the wrong side of the bed. So you just go get through that day as good as you can. And then you say, whew, I'm going to sleep when I get home. I'm gonna have a better day tomorrow, right? So you get a good night's sleep and then you wake up refreshed. You just leave that day in the past. But let me tell you something, when you work with foolish ass people, foolish ass people, and you have to go to this same place every day to the same foolish ass place, it's hard to say, oh, well, tomorrow's gonna be better. Let me just, hell no. These people were so foolish. It was like working in I'm gonna be raw and honest. I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna be raw and honest. It was like working in a darn, the movie Lean on Me. The movie Lean on Me, for real. It was like working in that movie. I mean, not in that movie, but working in an environment. Take all the kids that got kicked out of the school, all the bad kids, right? Take them, all the ones that were on the stage that got kicked out of the school, put them in a building to go to work and be professional. All those bad ones, okay? All the drug addicts, all the people that break the rules, all the folks that want attention that don't get attention at home, all the people that want to be heard because nobody's looking at them because you're not anything to look at, like all those folks, all and the ones they hate on the people that can that do get attention in a natural way. All those folks, take them all and put them in a building and say, okay, y'all supposed to be professional for the next 8 hours. These are the rules, enjoy yourself, be happy, but we all got to follow whatever. Take that and put me in that environment. That's how I felt. Did you hear what I said? I had to work with a place full of lean on me's, bad kids. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you about this girl. Oh my lord. Like, I'm not exaggerating about this. It's gonna sound like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not exaggerating. Do y'all remember Lady of Rage, the rapper? Lady of Rage, right? Okay. Lady of Rage, when she came out, she was like the top, she was like, boys probably wouldn't even mess with Lady of Rage, right? They don't want no problems with Lady of Rage. Okay, so there's this female at my job. Oh my goodness. This girl, Well, first off, when I first saw her, I thought she was a man, honestly. So I know she probably don't get, female attention, kind of, you know what I'm saying? But I thought she was a man. And sometimes, you have like studs. Now, studs are usually really cool females. Okay. What are you doing? Get over there. That's my dog. Okay, so studs are usually cool as heck because they're not as dramatic as most women. They're women, but they're cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool women. So because they want to act like the boys, so they're pretty chill. So I was usually when I see people that kind of favor men, females that favor men, I'm like, okay, that's gonna be a chill person, right? That's what I'm thinking. This was not a chill person. This person did not want to look like a man. She did not want to act like a man. She did not want to sound like a man, but she did sound like a man. She did look like a man, and she did act like a man. And the worst part of it all is that she acted like the way Waka Flocka used to act when he first came out. That old Waka Flocka. That's how she act. She even probably looked like the old first Waka Flocka before the vegan. Like she actually looked like Waka Flocka. And this girl just, oh my gosh, she was like, ugh, I'm not being judgmental. I don't care how somebody acts or looks or whatever. But when you like get on my gut nerves, okay, when you get on my nerves and you got something to say about everybody, and you walking around like Lady of Rage, and nobody's gonna say too much to her. Not even the darn people over her didn't say too much to her because they were probably scared. I don't know. But I don't want people to be scared of me because of how I look and I'm big and I'm like I don't want to be looked at like that. I'd rather people respect me. I don't want people to be scared of me because I look like I can step on a and my gosh. I'd rather be respected because let me tell you something, those kind of people, no one might not say anything to them, whatever. But guess what? Those people that treat people like that and just gotta be seen and heard, they're probably really some miserable folks in their outside of that place. So that's like their playground. That's how when some people, they're so miserable outside of their job in their life. They're so miserable and lonely. Okay. They go to the workplace because it's the only thing they have. You know what I'm saying? It's the only thing they have. They're not fulfilled by stuff at home. They're not fulfilled by their children. They're not fulfilled by their mate. They're not fulfilled by whatever hobbies they have. They're not fulfilled by their goals. They just, all they have is that place. And so when they go there, they have to, they feel like they have to, okay, how can I stand out? Because nobody's going to look at me otherwise. Nobody's going to smile at me otherwise. I can't get anybody to pay any attention to me. Um, you know, I'm just going to be in the background. I'm just assuming that this is what these folks think. So I don't know. But let me just say this. Anybody who's watching, if you are going to a place and you hate it, you hate the environment, and all these professional folks that's supposed to be the higher ups, if they are not checking these folks that's always got something to say, just, you know what? Just leave because if it's to the point where if it's to a point where it's causing you to like be so frustrated every single day and it's just taken over, let it go. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm gonna tell you something. I was so scared to leave my job. I was like, dang, especially after a certain time that you've been at a company for, you like, dang, might as well just stay, hang on out here, stay on out until whenever. No, don't do that because you're letting so much of your life just pass you by because you're just trapped in this miserable place. And every time you go to a miserable place, you are letting that miserable place just take pieces and parts of you, parts and pieces of you every time you walk in that building. So stop walking in the building, do something different. It is not worth it. Nothing is worth that kind of frustration. So if you feel that kind of frustration, if you work around some ignorant folks, that's what you call ignorant. If you work around that, just leave it alone. Because sometimes it's the area that you live in. Sometimes we live in areas where um, they put these companies in these um areas that where it doesn't cost much money to operate. Now, if the area that you live in, like you walk into one of these companies and it's like that's all you see around you is people that don't know how to act or whatever, and it's just to the point where it gets on your nerve if you're like me, and people can easily get on your nerve, and not even easily. People can't easily get on my nerve. But these folks made it where it was just a miserable situation every single day. So when you're in that situation, just leave. It's just not worth it. So yeah, it's just not worth it. It's not worth losing yourself. It's not worth losing yourself. What in the world? So I just wanted to give that advice and let off some steam because I was thinking about it. I was like, dang, my life is it's like, let me tell you something. Every day that goes by now, it's been about a year since I left that company. And I'm gonna tell you, at first, like it took me a while to start to realize, okay, April, you don't have to hold it in. You can be yourself. Just, you know what I'm saying? When I left the company, I was like, okay, can I breathe? So when I started breathing and I was like, I started to become happy. I started to find myself again because before I went to this company, I had so many different types of goals, like you know what I'm saying, that were outside of the 9 to 5 workplace. So but when I went there, they all just disappeared somewhere. When you're stressed and frustrated, you can't dream, honestly. You just can't. So when I left the company, at first I started to breathe, right? I was breathing and I was like, and I was able to breathe deeper. And it was like just breathing out, breathing in life and breathing out frustration. It was like it slowly came, little by little. It came, myself came back to me, came back to me, came back to me. And then I had to do like, when I say I wanted to let go of everything that reminded me, I'm telling you, I don't know if anybody has ever done what I did, being with a place for so long and just leaving because you can't do it anymore. I'm telling you, everything that had the name of the company on it, I didn't want to be I don't even like to think that I was ever there. Period. That's how bad the people were. That's how frustrating when I mean when I see the folks, I don't even speak. I do this. I don't want to even talk to nobody that worked there. Period. I don't want to see them. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to have nothing to do with certain folks. Ooh, I'm glad that I didn't know these people in my personal life. For real. I'm so happy. I don't even go to places that I know a lot of people used to be. I don't even go to those places. I don't want to see nothing that have to do with that job. Period. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to, yeah. So anyway, yeah, so in the past year, so letting go of the job, I'm starting to find myself little by little, even with my channel, the YouTube channel. Like I wasn't able to well, back in when COVID hit and we were working from home, I was able to, do my little garden stuff, playing in the garden, whatever. And then when we start going back into the office, my little entertainment in the garden was just it just kind of slowly disappeared for real. Just kind of slowly disappeared. So now I can focus on my personal self, who I am, you know what I'm saying? What I want to do for real. Like I just can be happy. Yeah, I can be happy. I love myself. I love who I was before going to that place. And I never knew that a place, let me tell you something. Um, so I've I used to do acting on a serious basis, okay? So I wanted to that was my goal. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be on the big screen one day. You know what I'm saying? That was me. Okay, so I would go to auditions and I lived in places where it was it was, a lot of different things being filmed in certain areas in certain, cities. So I lived in a place that it was like an audition that I would probably go to like once every 2 weeks. So like two auditions a month. It was pretty spread out. It was pretty common. It was very common for people to um to get little gigs and stuff. So it was fun. I loved it. When I went to this company, all that went out the door. It just went down the toilet. So now I can just refocus. I can regain who I am, what I like to do, and it just feels really good to finally be finding myself again. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Let me tell you something. I don't know if anybody is ever working for a company and you really, really, really are just counting the days or the counting the years until you probably retire or, until you get your whatever you're doing, whatever your plans are, just don't lose yourself in that place because that place is not going to be there forever, hopefully. Hopefully it's not going to you're not going to be there forever. And when you leave that place, you want to be able to pick up and whatever you are, whatever you want to do with yourself, you want to be able to do it. You understand what I'm saying? Because as you get older, your confidence is gets stronger. You know what I'm saying? So when you get past a stage in your life, it would be really nice to be able to say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is my plan. You know what I'm saying? Because you're more organized, your things are together more. You know what I'm saying? Your life is more, put together better, right? So it's easy to go after your personal, goals and stuff like that, right? So don't let something take all of you. Don't let something take most of who you are. So yeah, that was all I have to say about that. And I'm going to talk more about that because I got some stories to tell y'all about that place. Yeah. So if you are in a workplace that you hate, comment, comment, and tell me why you're there. Tell me what keeps you there, what keeps you motivated to go there every day. Other than don't And because you're gonna, most people are gonna probably say what I used to say. Hey, this is for my family. I do this for my family. I don't want you to use that. Don't use, I do this for my family. Don't use that because if that's, and if you feel like that's what comes up in your mind, if you feel like that's what comes up in your mind, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. But yeah, comment down below, comment, tell me what you feel. And you don't have to say where you work, but just comment and say what you feel, comment on what you feel, comment on what you think, as far as my decision. What you feel about that? How you feel about somebody just picking up and, leaving their workplace like that? You think that's, what are your thoughts on that? And then also comment and tell me what you think about Papoose and his situation. Look, I'm saying his situation, like Remy Ma is just a piece of garbage. Yeah, I'm saying Papoose. Okay, Papoose. You know what? I'm sorry, but I'm with Papoose. That man stuck by her side and held it down for all those years while she was in prison. She is not all that, but that man held it down. And then, with what, alleged, what she did with the other rappers and whatever, like, that was so crazy. That was crazy. I don't know what possessed her. I have no idea. I don't know. And it's probably gonna be some more stuff. She's probably gonna, anyway. You know how women are. It's gonna be something. She's gonna say, "Oh," she's gonna blame. She's gonna find some way to try and make Papoose look bad in people's eyes. That's what women do. She's gonna try to find some kind of way to make him look bad to the public because most of the public are with Papoose. They're like, "Huh? What?" You know what I'm saying? So she's gonna bring something out about Papoose, trying to make it seem like he was not as good as, what we think. That's what she's gonna do. So that's what she's gonna do. Let's wait and let's see. Let's see what she comes up with. Because that's what I feel like she's gonna do. Yeah. All right. Well, comment, let me know what you think if you're watching the replay. And anyone who may have come in, I appreciate you for watching. And I'm not going to go live again, but I am going to go live more and more talking about everything that's on my mind. Okay. So this is April TCG. Join me, subscribe, um, like, comment, and share the videos. All right. And I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.